Monday, October 19th of 2020. Training day starts now. It doesn't start yet. 1 second. Training day starts now. Woke up today and it was 31 degrees, which means it's below freezing. I actually turned on the heater for the first time this morning because I don't feel like wearing pants or a long sleeve because I'm a little princess like that. And I started to realize that in order to make this even possible, I've got to change 3 things. I've got to start eating better because I ate $15 worth of Taco Bell last night, something I'm proud of, but also not proud of. I don't know how that's possible. I gotta cut the alcohol out completely. I had probably 6 or 7 drinks last night, which explains why, on top of my favorite little vitamin, melatonin, I slept for over 12 hours, which I'm kind of not ashamed of at this point. It felt fantastic. Oh my God. I'll totally do it again, but I can't. Also, I gotta start working out on top of my running. So what I typically do is I run 2 miles a day during lunch if it's not too cold out. And then after my hitting session, whether it's getting B-rolls by doing singles drills for this channel, B-rolls for both this vlog and the tennis string reviews, or doing match play to actually see how I'm doing and how I can perform under some sort of pressure. I actually try to lift after those hitting sessions. So to recap it, I need to eat better, cut the booze, keep on hitting at least once a day, run 2 miles a day at least, and then on top of that, do lifting or stretching after my tennis workout in the late afternoon or early evening. So I'm gonna do that at least once a day. I'm gonna do each of those once a day during the weekdays, and then on the weekends, if I have a tennis tournament like I do this coming weekend, I'll have to play those weekends by ear and see how I do. I still have a little bit of anxiety for this tennis tournament in Chicago, not only because of this global pandemic, but also there's always that anxiety of who's gonna sign up for your draw. So actually I'm gonna take a look at it right now and see who signed up still. 1 second. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sweet. 2 more people signed up. There's a total of 6 people now, including myself, for that tournament in Chicago. And one of the guys that recently signed up is apparently from New Jersey. So we'll see how that goes. He seems to be a pretty strong player. One of my students broke a string, so I gotta string that too. He's actually from he's a junior in one of the high schools around the area, and the father connected with me because he likes the way I coach, which is surprising because I'm not a full-time professional tennis instructor at all. But apparently they think I know what I'm talking about, and they like the way I teach and the way I talk. So I got to string one of his rackets before work, and there was a pretty cool image I had in my head, and I took it with this camera, so I'll show you on the screen. But I really liked how the light on my new workbench that I got from Amazon, I really like how the light was hitting my workbench. So took a picture of that with my coffee and this tennis racket. So that'd be a new YouTube thumbnail or a YouTube banner on top of my channel. And I'm gonna get going soon. I don't want you guys to follow me because this coffee's starting to hit my bowels. I started to realize that the Taco Bell probably had a little bit too much hot sauce, if you know what I mean, from last night. So I'm gonna spare you guys the embarrassment. So I'm gonna turn off this camera and I'll catch up with you guys soon, probably after work. By the way, with that guy from New Jersey, as I was stringing this tennis racket, I had this image in my head that as soon as he walks into the tennis club, he's that stereotypical guy from Jersey Shore with a huge tan, spiked up hair, and just the most annoying EDM techno as he's wearing an Ed Hardy shirt walking in with ripped jeans. I hope to God that actually happens. And if it does, I will definitely record it for you guys. But it's just a stereotype from New Jersey, at least in the States, so probably not the actual thing. Apparently, I lost my favorite pair of sweatpants, and it's still really cold outside. So just have to settle with these comfy ones. I'm kind of worried. But done with work, off to tennis practice, working out, and then I think I'm gonna do a racket delivery for one of my students. So gotta get going soon. Luckily in the Milwaukee area, there are quite a bit of indoor tennis court options. The only problem is almost all those options are under one kind of like monopoly for indoor tennis. So luckily for me, I have unlimited court time for these 5 indoor clubs. And yeah, I play a lot of tennis just to keep in shape, keep myself sane during these weird times. Everybody knows that 2020 is probably one of the worst years in recent memory as a whole global situation, but I make the best of it I can. Even though I played drums for quite a bit in middle school and high school, so I still definitely listen to a lot of rock music, specifically metal and hardcore and post-hardcore and all these weird subgenres. But there's this new artist, relatively new artist, that I really appreciate. He's a rapper, NF. I just recently found him about 2 weeks ago, and I love that he doesn't swear, he doesn't objectify women, he doesn't talk about drugs. It's really good, aggressive rap, but it's just so different from what I'm used to, especially with mainstream stuff nowadays. Just hearing on the radio. My favorite tennis drill of all time. Take 2 cans, or water bottles if you want, and place it cross court about a foot inside the baseline, actually about 2 feet inside the baseline, and then about a foot inside of the single sideline. Do that for the forehands and just rally with your hitting partner. Try your best to aim for the target, but keep playing the ball, even if it's a little bit out, whether it's wide or a little bit past the baseline. I think this is a very, very good drill to get your heart rate going. It's a good visual learning tool because humans typically are visually driven and love to visualize the goals. And most of all, you don't actually have to hit the target. It's the means of trying to get to the target in a consistent way. There are many times where I'm hitting with some of my friends and we're doing this drill for anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. And there's times where we just didn't hit the can. But we still felt good afterwards because even though we didn't actually attain our goal of hitting it, we were consistently close. And in my opinion, that's a better result than actually hitting the can every now and then. It's the consistency of trying to get to your goal every single time the ball's coming across the net. Someone has a flat tire. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that. If there's any tennis drill for both singles or doubles that you think is better than this drill I just mentioned, leave a comment down in the section below, and I would love to try it. There's nothing wrong with it. But I personally, as a singles specialist that occasionally likes to play doubles, I actually think that this is beneficial for both singles and doubles players. Singles players, 2 feet inside of the baseline and a foot inside of the single sideline, it's a pretty safe yet aggressive target to get your opponent on the move. And for doubles players, you're hitting ground strokes that deep cross court, which is what pattern of the point should be most of the time for doubles players. Even if you miss it a little bit wide, it's still in the alley and a fairly good aggressive shot you could come in on. It's 7:18 p.m. and my night is fortunately and unfortunately just beginning. I've got to write a script for the Yonex Poly Tour Strike tennis string, which I had a lot of fun doing. That should be up in the next day or two. And you guys are still voting on whether or not I should be reviewing, let's see, either the Technifibre 4S or the Solinco Outlast. Actually, I think the voting poll on Instagram right now is 14 to 13, so it's only a differential of 1. So yeah, I'll post that on my Instagram story as soon as the polling closes, and then I'll string this bad boy up with one of these strings, and then be on the lookout for that, along with my next vlog, which is the very last one before my tennis tournament down in Chicago. So I still got some work to do. I didn't feel too good hitting today. My sleep schedule is kind of off. I slept 13 hours last night, which is probably a little bit too much. I didn't work out today because I didn't have the energy. So I gotta go eat dinner, finish my laundry if you hear that in the background, and then get this video out to you guys. Editing is still a big part of this whole process, which I'm learning a lot. So until then, happy hitting.